We are back with a lobby full of heavy hitters, none bigger than QP Derek. Does anyone else think his name kinda looks like a dick? It said grief when I loaded up the film in theater, yet 3 people buy double tap to start the game. Now I wonder. Looks like this gazelle plans to do some running. Every summer, the gazelle migrates back to the double tap corner. A majestic sight to behold. If he runs into Arizonics, I hope they don't start trying to mark their territory. Zombinator with a sucker punch to the back of the head. Rex used to call this guy a Gontus' stunt double. Well, he's earning those union wages right here. The Zombinator lands a punch and looks into the sky. I wonder if he prays to the same god that Dashboard Danks does. QP Derek just got one punched? Are we allowed to show this? It's like when LeBron got dunked on and Nike tried to confiscate the tapes. Incoming copyright strike. Beyond OP with the prone bone. OP Knuckles checks this guy at the door for his vaccination status. Looks like he gave him a few booster shots. Derek just melted the Zombinator. I wonder if he gave a thumbs up as he was dying. I'll be back, as long as you've got quick revive. Beyond OP somehow turns a long-range spray into a suicide grief. Must have pulled that out of the Custom Zombs playbook. Inside Duck looking a little out of his element in this lobby, considering he has 1,200 town losses, and he probably got half of them from us. Yeah, that's right. A capped 45 spray down. Tricky who? Play for Joy tells the Zombinator, you really should have stopped after the second movie. Seems Derek is more of a Predator fan. Speaking of movies that should have stopped after the second one. Have you seen that new one with weaponized autism? I think they got that idea from Ask for My Kick. That guy weaponized autism in the form of YouTube comments. How the hell do you get jug trapped in a custom game? The Zombinator just out-pubbed the pub player. Gazelle fails his first hunt. Might have ventured a little too far from his double tap nest. The Zombinator gets turned into scrap metal with this embarrassing down in front of Gazelle King's father. QP Derek with some knuckle work as clean as a nun's colon. Beyond OP, Euro steps past Play for Joy. Then he turns Inside Duck inside out.
Double points.
Bong Toker with the first of many suicide griefs.
Double points.
Well, at least he got the suicide part right. We'll work up to the griefing part. Inside Duck turns hollow. I'm betting he wishes he could homeward bone back to a pub lobby right now. The Zombinator dies to his own grenade. I think this Zombinator was sent back in time to teach his old self how to play the fucking game. Zombinator recalibrates and includes a grief with his death this time. So next time, it's gonna be a grief without dying, right? I'm not holding my breath, unless I have to keep watching him play. Looks like Beyond OP just got nerfed, and those two zombies delivered him the patch notes. Inside Duck buys Jug. I think you know where this is going. Zombinator with a legendary cutback. If he can manage just one grief where he doesn't die in the process, I'm putting him above Tricky Shot. This guy's on some Discovery Channel shit as he takes down a gazelle. The Zombinator solidifies his spot atop the list of the greats by finally getting a grief without dying. This guy's smashing through brick walls to punch people. He really is the Terminator. Being revived by QP Derek is apparently the kiss of death, as these guys take 5 insta-downs off a revive in a row from him. Looks like he's trying to dodge bullets in the Matrix.
Come on, stop trying to hit me and hit me.
I thought we were done with this shit, Zombinator. Do we need to contact the suicide hotline? This is becoming worrisome. Gazelle is so broke, he's knifing zombies on round 21. This is the grief equivalent of selling crack on the street. The Zombinator gets what appears to be a clean grief, but we know better. Right on cue as always, he's nothing if not consistent. Play for Joy tries out for Jackass Forever. If this guy's a Terminator, why the fuck were we so worried about Skynet? QP Derek dies to a zombie V formation. Don't forget, we're the originators of that move. OP Knuckles puts his stamp on this game. Looks about right. This guy's killed himself more times than my knife broke 69. That guy's like the Tupac of grief, faked his own death. OP Knuckles with a punch so brutal, it looks like a fucking Rocky movie. QP Derek gives Bong Toker an intervention. In fear of the possibility of sobering up, Bong Toker downs another bottle of double tap root beer. Inside Duck appears to go AFK after getting griefed. Probably smashed his controller against the wall and had to find another one. Guess he found a spare. That's the stride of a man that shit his pants. I need a bathroom, please. He may be OP with Knuckles, but it looks like he had to sacrifice all his other stats for it. This is what level 1 endurance looks like. QP versus OP. Oh. Beyond OP gets nerfed worse than the 1887s in Modern Warfare 2. Simpler times. Back when $20 got you 5 new maps, now it gets you a clown mask. Fitting if you ask me. Gazelle gets griefed by Grumpy Bit.
Don't interrupt me during Golden Girls.
Don't count the duck out just yet, as he manages to break a triple block, and then caps it off with a grief. Something finally went his way. Things are looking up like a giraffe's dick. The Scrubbinator finally gets a clean grief, and it's on QP Derek. Almost makes up for all the embarrassment up to this point. Almost. Wow, Bongtoker must have had that weed laced with crack. Derek buys Jug and goes into the glitch corner. He's gonna have to ban himself from the tournament. He died buying MP5 ammo? I can't take it anymore. This man is a bona fide scrub. No disrespect, but the man cannot play the game of grief. He's got small hands. He can't hold the controller properly. Even though he buys Knuckles, he doesn't know what to do with them. He can't land a knife 2 times in a row. He has no game whatsoever. Derek continues the long-standing tradition of dying buying MP5 ammo. These guys are lucky Top Griefs wasn't around back then, or these legends would be reduced to, and this week's funny clip. He tried squeezing through a gap tighter than a Fleshlight Mini. You'd need a micro penis to thread that needle. Crack smoker with a "This is your brain on drugs" commercial.
On crack!
After being revived, Glue Sniffer gets self-one-zombied. Also, make note of this zombie that dies of an apparent heart attack. Why is this guy even here? He's like a background extra in a porn scene. Someone paid him $10 to get cucked by grief players. The last thing he saw before dying was zombie pussy. I guess he died happy. Is he beyond OP, or is Derek reverse boosting? It could go either way. Play for Joy gets stuck in the bank like he's online behind an old lady. Fucking Daffy Duck, Scrooge McDuck. I'll take a stuffed taxidermy duck over this guy. Another suicide grief? Haven't seen this many people kill themselves outside of Foxconn in China. We're gonna need to install suicide nets at the MP5 drop-off for safety purposes. Derek dances his way out of a red screen. Have they been feeding this duck loose change and used condoms? This is getting rough. Paint Huffer tries putting out a fire using his body. Looks like the Suicide Squad gets the win with one final sacrificial grief. Must have got a text from Tricky Shot about a DDR tournament. Well, we can't be too surprised by this outcome when you've got a team consisting of a gazelle, a duck, and a dick. facing off against an unkillable Terminator that no matter how many times he goes down, he just won't stay dead.